Virtual conferences, meetings, and professional developments are just around the corner. And so I thought that, it's time for some tips. Welcome back, guys, to Just a Future Teacher. Now today I thought I would share my top 3 tips that I have for you when it comes to anything virtual, that when you're sitting down in front of a computer for many hours. And so without further ado, let's get to it. Tip number 1. You want to sit properly and be ready to go. Now what does this mean? It means that you have a comfortable spot where you're sitting, preferably on a chair, but definitely find something comfy, but not too comfy, like your bed. You kind of want to find a balance between comfortable, but also not comfy. And what I mean by that is, a bed, it's a little too comfy. And if you know yourself, by all means, maybe you can handle that, but I know I can't. So I would recommend just finding maybe a desk, a couch, something where you're not prone to cover yourself and go to sleep. And so with tip number 1, you definitely want to find that balance, because you do need to be engaged in these conferences. You do need to be participating, and I feel the more awake you are, the better prepared you are to tackle this virtual whatever it is. So tip number 2, you're gonna want to have some kind of liquid near you. Maybe coffee if you're into that, or iced water, which is something I like, with you wherever it is that you're doing your video conference or PD or whatever it is. Mainly because that's gonna keep you awake. I cannot tell you how many times that I have been on the, especially for New Teacher Academy, I'm sitting at my desk and I keep forgetting to have something to drink. I found myself knocking out often. What I mean knocking out, like, I didn't fall asleep, but I was just really tired. So you definitely want to have something that's going to keep you awake, that's like in a beverage form. For me, it's iced water. For you, it could be coffee or tea. I don't know what it is, but make sure you have it with you, because a lot of the times these things can get pretty boring. Some of these virtual conferences don't even require you to participate. Some of them just want you to listen, and there are some where you are required to participate or be in a group via Microsoft Teams or Zoom. Regardless, you're gonna want to be awake, and liquids are definitely a really good way to make sure that you are. Before we continue with the video, I do want to remind you, if you are liking the content that you're getting here on Just a Future Teacher, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, click that bell icon so that you're notified whenever I make a video, smash that like button, and leave a comment down below of any tips that you might have when it comes to doing anything virtual online via a meeting or a professional development day. For my final tip, tip number 3, you want to have good lighting. Now, this isn't that important when it comes to like things like New Teacher Academy or anything like that. But I will say this, if you are a beginning teacher and you have a job, you signed a contract and you're ready to go, oftentimes when you're going to your school meetings or PDs or anything where it requires you to have some sort of orientation, anything where you're just a group of people online in a meeting, you want to have good lighting. Good lighting is very important, because even though not many principals or places will require you to have your video on, it would be nice for you to engage yourself with your coworkers, with your peers, and so that everybody can pretty much feel comfortable being around and everything like that. Some people might tell you, hey, show yourself on camera so that everybody can see you, and especially if you're a new teacher, they want to show the new staff. So I would definitely recommend having good lighting in your room. Definitely play around with it and see what spots give you pretty good lighting. I found myself doing my meetings in front of my window, and when the light would shine through, my whole face would be very white or bleached. You could barely see my eyes. And so I definitely would recommend playing around with that, because you don't want to be like me, who was messing around with the curtains trying to figure this out. But I really do say, for whatever occasion, in case you might need to, for whatever reason, you might want to have good lighting in your room or wherever it is that you're going to be doing these long hours of virtual. So that's the end of my video. Those are just some of the tips I can think of from this whole few busy weeks. But like I said before, comment down below if you guys have any tips that you'd like to share that you think people will benefit from. Next week, or teachers start again with school, or at least in my district. So it's gonna be crazy. And obviously I'm gonna be doing weekly updates so that you guys are aware of how things are going on my part. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. This is Just a Future Teacher, signing out. Bye.